That's my birds, y'all. I have birds. As they say, life. Like they said, my mama birds. I have to change the TV station for them because they like to watch videos on YouTube. And so what I can do is I can change it in my living room and whatever I want them to watch next, it'll come up in my room. I put them in my bedroom because, of course, I got the open animals, right? I love my animals. I have two parakeets. I'm just sitting up here running my mouth until if you forget on here, I had stated that I was coming back on, and I'm here. Today is story time. So y'all sit back, relax, and enjoy my story. You can put your post notifications on, like, subscribe to my channel, and I will be saying, doing different things. And I was on earlier, and I said I was coming back on. Sometimes things come to me, and I start talking about it before you know it, the video. I want the video to be extremely, extremely long, but that's okay. So, as I said, I came back on. Got my water here still, y'all. Like I said, everything I do is not just for the camera, it's by my side. And it's time for me to drink. Okay. What time is it? It's Central Standard Time, 1:35. And I'm down to the 1 o'clock mark. I don't have to start drinking again to 3. Okay. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Share, share, share. Like. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And I like to thank all of my subscribers, those that follow me along on my journey. Life is a journey. Okay. And so it's a struggle. And in the midst of that, along with my journey, I like to share things too. Now, as I said, I was on this morning and I said I was coming back. Okay, I am back. And what I was doing is working out. You see the thumbnail, it says story time. Mm-hmm. And one would probably say, well, you always tell stories. Well, a lot of times I'll be talking about things that we go through in life. This is kind of somewhat like that, but also it's a little bit different because it's probably a little in depth about certain things in my life. So I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Put it on this paper right here. I'm trying to show you my address right here. So I wouldn't forget where I left off at. That is good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever part of the world you may be at. Okay? Grandmother 5 to the core. Okay? It's 1:37 Central Standard Time. Central Standard Time. You can set your notifications. Notifications. And I'm gonna get this show to going. I was just trying to wait till a few people came through. You can go out, come back in, like the video, like, share, share, share. If you care. If you white. If you right. So, anywho, let me get started. I was talking about my weight loss journey, and I was about to start talking about something that I went through and I experienced, and it was about me living close by my family and me going through certain parts of things in my life. I have always been responsible. Someone asked me earlier, was I on disability? No, no, I'm not. Mm-mm. Um, and I said what I get, you know. So anywho, I'm not on nobody's disability. Yes, I'm a BBW. I'm on a weight loss journey, but I'm not on disability at all. I have been disabled from a job, but that didn't make me get disability. I got some kind of payment. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. But anywho, you can care, share. If you wear. No, I'm just playing. So where I left off at, I was talking about my weight loss journey, and I was also telling the story about what I went through, and no one knew about it. Okay, why it seemed like, hello, my friend. Nice to see you again. Money Tours. Shout out to Money Tours. Shout out. Thank you for joining. What I was talking about is, I guess I can kind of go back on the backstory where my weight started. All my life I was small. And when I say small, I'm talking about I didn't have to go through school, elementary, middle school, high school, with weight problems. Okay. Mm-mm. Matter of fact, I was very, very active. I played basketball in grade school, middle school, and high school. True story. Probably could have went to college. Just saying. I don't know about that because I didn't graduate high school. But I talked about that the other day. I got my high school diploma in 2008. I had to think because my son graduated 2007, and then my youngest daughter, I have two young daughter before the youngest one. Anyhow, she graduated 2008 May, and I did too. Okay, I got to the 11th grade, and I didn't finish school because my mom, just saying, would tell my dad that I wasn't feeling good. In fact, I was, but I stayed home to help my mom watch kids, and oftentimes I was left there alone. Okay, to watch the kids. So me saying all that, I can go back as far as me starting to watch kids when I was 10 years old, me and my older sister. And we would go over to my dad's brother, auntie's house. And we will have to watch her children. And at the time she, I want to say three, and then she ended up having another one. She ended up having a total of three of her own. The oldest one was adopted. That's a story in itself, okay? Because it was horrible. My sister was on here last week, and if you get on here, I wanted to share this out so she can get on here, and I'm gonna share it. I have another phone. Hold on, I'm gonna share it out. Hopefully, hoping she can get on here, and let me see here. Okay, I just shared it. I didn't know she was gonna say all the things she said, but that's her business. She could do that. She's grown, and everything she said was the truth. So anyhow, I've been responsible at a young age, and back then, I'm from the '60s. Okay, 1966 to be exact. My birthday is January 30th. I'm 58 years old. I don't have no problem with telling my age and my birthday. Nobody asked, but I told it. January 30th, 1966. So you know what that means. We was raised in the era of doing a lot of chores and, you know, eating everything off our plates, helping around the house. And you know what? That part of it doesn't bother me so much, but it does. I'm going to tell you why. These kids in this era, they get way too much for doing nothing. These kids in this era get way too much and don't do nothing. Now, I've seen a lot of families, and they younger than me, and the parents is in their 30s, They was raised well because I see some families that I follow and they don't play that. Their kids is all in, respectful, help, and all that. So I said all that to say this. Young age. Um, my sister, the one that got on her last week, her name, if she get on her name is Lavette Kelly. She has a YouTube channel too. But anywho, I raised her. Not take care of. I raised her. Okay. And I raised my youngest sister that's younger than her and my brother, which is no longer on this earth because somebody cut his life short. Hmm. We got him when he was 5 months old. We adopted him. My mom had four girls. Okay. But not one time in our lives when he was coming up as a child, we said, "You're not our brother. You adopted." Not one time did we use that word. I'm saying it to share the story. And regardless if we did adopt him and that is a word, he still was our brother. We had him ever since he was 5 months old. Back then they did pictures where, they try to match you with the perfect family. I was 12 years old. And my mom, right to this day, I wish I had that picture. My mom, she went to Weight Watchers, okay? She suffered from obesity all her life. My mom did. My mom did, yes. And she would tell everybody. But when she was going to school, she was popular. See, here we go. Just because you a certain way or look a certain way don't mean everybody gonna make fun of you. My mom was very popular in school, but she suffered from weight problems all of her life. All of her life. She went to Weight Watchers, and I was telling my daughter yesterday, I'm gonna look it up, and I hope I'm gonna write it down because I'm gonna look it up on the internet to see if I can find where my mom was on the news. I'm from Kansas. I spoke that, but I'm not in Kansas. I left Kansas when I was 18 years of age. Okay. My kid's father was in the military, but I'm not there. And I haven't lived back there since. I've been there to visit, but I have not lived there. Okay. So I'm going to put down. Okay. I wrote that down. That way I can do it because I have to write it down because I talk a lot and say a lot and I'm not trying to be all over the place. But when you tell the story, sometimes if it's not that you're trying to add and take out. It's just that you're trying to come back to where you are now and what caused it. So we got our brother and somebody killed him. Okay. My brother's birthday was October the 11th. Okay. My kid's father's birthday was October the 10th. Both of them Libras. And I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't know nothing about the signs, and yes, I don't be all in the astrology part of it, but it's such thing. I don't know what it is with me and Virgo, men's that is, and women's too. We click. And so when we got my brother at the age of 12, I thought he was my baby. I did. I helped my mom with him. We wanted him. Okay. I'm going to pass this part of it. So I'm looking at my sliding door. I saw something. I took care of my sister, the one that was on here last week. And I'm talking about all this because it's leading to certain things in my life. Okay, so if you're just getting on wondering what I'm talking about things that I went through in my life. And I was mentioning this morning when I was on my video doing exercise, a little backstory, letting people know what is she talking about. Story time about my life and story time about something I was about to mention this morning. And I said, I'm going to come back on story time. So that's that. Me as a child, and you know how people say there's two sides to a story, and sometimes it's four to me. Yours, theirs, the truth and the lie. Okay? All my things that I say that come out of my mouth is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me, God. Okay? I don't want to go no place but in heaven. And I try to live my life that way. I do believe in things that when you do certain things, it'll come back to you. I'm not acting like I'm a perfect person. I done made some mistakes. And does the mistakes mean that I harm anyone? Maybe so, maybe myself. But as far as physically, mentally, I don't think I hurt nobody. Because even though something happened in my life, the comeback of it is because of something that I was going through, but I seek counsel, help. I didn't avoid it. Okay. Me as a child, my story, my truth. Okay. I was very quiet. Thank you so much. Shout out to working. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Me as a child, I was quiet, timid, easy to cry, mocked, bullied, made fun of, however you want to call it. Okay? Yes. I didn't speak up about nothing. 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 Because at that point in time in life, like I was saying, the era we came from, a lot of parents thought, I'm just saying, does this mean bashing? No, it just means a little bit of where you came from. Okay? You can voice your opinion. And I told my daughter yesterday, or my no, it was this morning. This morning. I talked to her so much, hell. It was this morning though. Because she called me this morning. We was talking about my granddaughter, and okay, so it was this morning. But anyhow, I told her, I said, I want my grandkids and my kids to be able to speak their mind and speak the truth and let me know if I'm wrong or if someone hurted them. And it should be that I'm the one you can come to, the parent. You get it before anyone else. And then if they can't come to the parent, my grandkids, if they come to me and feel comfortable, they're still coming to a parent, grandparent. But 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna let the mama know. Not no 9 times out of 10, not 10 out of 10, because even though they confided in me, if it's that severe, I'm gonna share it with a parent because I don't want to withhold that from them if someone's harming them, but they're comfortable by coming to me. So I'm being a little bit expressive, but it's or maybe dramatic, but it's the truth. So I didn't say nothing when things happened to me. I didn't say nothing. Mm-mm. I was mocked. I was called crybaby, big eyes, scaredy cat, copycatter. So when I turned 18, so there's a lot going on there. Everything I'm not you between the lines. I was mistreated. Okay, bad. So when I met my kid's father, he saved my life. True story. Just look at the thumbnail. So I got crying, story time, health and wealth. Look at the thumbnail. I got it like that because that's just how it is. My life caused me to be mentally messed up, emotionally messed up, probably psychologically, verbally abusive. I wasn't no abuser. No, 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 no. I was. I wasn't. You get what I'm saying? I didn't do the abusing. I was abused. Okay. So I had to clarify that because I don't want nobody thinking I abused my kids. No. Grandchildren? No. So, anywho, I bettered myself as a parent by going to take up um, classes. Not because I had to. I wanted a career. I was doing licensed babysitting. So, in the midst of that, you take up certain classes where I went in Germany, you had to go to classes, not no taking no tests, classes, and had a book where you had to study and get have to take a test. So I'm saying that I still, even though I went through what I went through, I wanted to be a different and better person for my kids. I didn't want to abuse my kids because I was abused. I didn't. So before I had any kids, I met the love of my life, which is my kid's father. And RIP for real, him too. Just like I said, his birthday was October 10th. My brother's was the 11th. My kid's father, I don't want to get into what happened to him, but he's no longer here, and neither is my brother, and neither is my mother. All their birthdays is in October. My grandmother's too, a cousin of mine, and stuff like that. Two cousins to be exact. One was murdered too. The other one, her life was cut because she had cancer. So, anywho, all their birthdays in October. I have an uncle's birthday. Matter of fact, Halloween. So, anyhow, what I went through in my life, thanks to my kid's father, and my daughter told me, she said, Mom, God sent that man your way because he was your angel. My youngest daughter said that. And it's not because I was uh, bashing or talking about anything that happened to me. I let my kids know certain things that happened to me. And I wasn't the only one, their dad did too. And I'm very cautious on what I say and how I say it because despite what happened to me, I shouldn't have to be. I choose to be because I'm not trying to make it be like, oh, girl, you living in your past. No, this is me sharing my story. This is a backstory of why I ended up being obese. Okay. This is why I was an emotional eater. I was an emotional basket case. I was an emotional person. I was very emotional because I was being verbally, mentally, physically, psychologically, sexually, and physically abused. Yeah. So in the midst of that, when I met my kids, when I was my kids' father, let me say right, my kids. Well, when I met my kids, my life changed. But anyhow, when I met my kid's father, I loved him. He loved me, and he was my protector. Granted, we all know God watched over me too. But at that point in your life, I have faith in God. I was raised up in church. And when I say raised up, I remember the first church I went to, me and my sister, we're 10 months apart. My mom was holding our hands. And I remember walking down these little stairs, going to the church. The church was a house. It was a house. It was a white house. And I had to be about 3 years old when I remember back that far. Okay. They ended up building the church, and the church is where I got baptized at the age of 12. I had enough sense to know why I wanted to get baptized. My mom and dad didn't know. They didn't put me up to it. I was sitting at the I was sitting on the benches, bleachers or whatever, and I was sitting at the end as if I knew the man was going to say, "Come to Jesus." That song, "Come to Jesus, come to Jesus." Come to Jesus just now. Just now. Come to Jesus. And they held their hand up. I went up there. I was probably on the third or fourth seat back. I remember this. St. Luke Missionary Baptist Church. We was in the choir, youth choir. My mom was in the women's group and in the regular choir. My dad was an usher, and my uncles was deacons. Okay. My granny and grandma used to sit on the second seat on the side where the choir was. And Granny, we call her Granny because it was my dad's mom's mother. Yes, I lived to see my granny. She lived to be 108 years, probably older. Okay? And my dad's mom lived to be in her late 80s to 90s. They're from Helena, Arkansas. It's not on the map. So they say Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And she used to say, when they asked anybody, do they want a song request? She used to love that song called I Woke Up This Morning with My Mind Set It on Jesus. Oh, I woke up this morning with my mind Set it on Jesus. I woke up this morning with my mind Set it on Jesus. Hallelujah. 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 She loved that song. This is for you, Granny. So that's a backstory, how far back I can remember. Okay? I remember other stuff. So as I was saying, proceed fast forward all the way when I turned 18. My kid's father, I met him. He was in the military. Blind date? No. Yeah. Yes. She every Sunday she wanted them to sing that song. We knew it, but God bless her. Hey, that was okay. And we went to church every Sunday, Sunday school, morning service, and evening. And don't let it be the first of the month. Singing conventions. And the mothers of the church used to go downstairs in those basements and cook those good meals. I mean, those women can cook. Mm-hmm. We used to fall asleep in church because you got to go to school Monday. I met him in the club, my kid's father. 18. I never went nowhere by myself. It was either my older sister, my cousin, and a girlfriend, but never by myself. My kid's father came in the club. He had just came back from Korea. But when he got to his next duty station, he had to be there for 6 to 8 weeks. You know, because when you transfer, for those that served in the military, salute men and women all day long to the court. I don't care. I speak about my kid's father. I was a military wife. And when I say that, I was in the Army. At the age of 18 years of age, girlfriend, then wife. Okay. And I was dedicated. I missed the military life. So that's a little backstory where I came from. I'm a military wife. Someone asked me earlier, do I get disability? No, I don't. I told her, so I'm not going to bring that back up. But anywho, I don't get no disability. But anyhow, Uncle Sam's taking care of me. That was the best part of my life because he saved me. That's why I got on there before. I said how I was rescued from my attackers and abusers. Okay? hmm He didn't know nothing about my life. He didn't, what you call, pawn on me. That's the word I want to say. When I met this man, I was in the club with my cousin. Actually, my cousin was on her way, but I was in the club with someone my mama used to babysit. Her child, the lady's name was Dorothy. The little boy's name was Sonny. Okay. And so I still went in the club by myself because I knew her. I was sitting by her and her man. My cousin ended up coming, and her friend, I knew who she was, and her man and her friend's man and my kid's father ended up coming. They didn't hook me up to him or not or nothing. He just so happened sat down at the table where I was. All of us was together, and we just started communicating. Okay, communicating. He offered me something to drink. He was so kind, so sweet. Man, he's older than me, but that's okay. And he had much respect for me, offered me to drink, asked me did I want to dance. And when he found out that I said I wanted a Sprite, we laughed about it. Okay? I was 18. I was under 21. I had enough sense to not drink liquor. Okay? I could have, but I didn't. And this ain't me icing in the cake. I wanted to do good. Okay, why was you in the club? Because sometimes they let you in if you're 18. But you can't drink unless you're 21. And I like to follow rules. Okay? Because I live like this. If I don't and I get sick or something, this is an example. That's because I wasn't doing what I was not supposed to do or I was supposed to do, right? So anyhow, we start talking. My kid's father fell in love with me the first night. I was very small, as I stated. I was so small, I wanted to be a model. I could have been a model. I was going to this school because my mom had signed me up to go to this school because I was making good grades, but I was skipping school. I ain't gonna leave nothing out. Back then, one would probably say, "You just fast and grown." No, I skipped school because I wanted to be out of the house because I wanted to be adopted. I didn't want to live there no more. So the only thing that came in my mind, my dad gave me money to catch the bus, and I saved the money so I can run away. And when I had money, I could eat or whatever I needed to. And I did not want to be in the home because I did not want to be there no more. So that's why I skipped school. So it it ended up, I got found or whatever. And my dad's mom was one of the people that kept me. I think it was 14 or 21 days. And the reason why, because she knew what was going on. My dad's mom, repeat. And for a long time, my mom held that against her. And she would mention it to me too. I remember when your dad's mom kept you from me. hmm So I was called a good girl with my grandmother and my granny. That's why I do this. My granny used to love my dimple. I have freckles. A lot of people probably think this is like acne or something. No, I got freckles. I got a lot to kick it. This is my truth. So when my kid's father and us start talking, he had asked me, could he keep seeing me or coming to see me, I should say. Mind you, I was 18. I had a problem with it. My mom was in state. Her and my dad was in Arkansas going to my dad's brother's funeral. This was in 1984. Okay, my grandfather, my mom's dad, passed away that same year, and um, a cousin of ours was murdered. His name's Kevin. Okay, and she came to a different state to go, and that's how she met her husband in a sense. The first time he saw her, he said, "That's going to be my wife, my mom's second husband." True story. At this time, my mom and dad was divorced. I was a daddy's girl. And when something had happened, I'm not going to get into all the details because I'm not trying to get emotional, but I'm just giving some backstories. I would have to, pack my dad's clothes. This is that those two mandarin oranges from this morning I show. I'm just eating for the first time, y'all. I had a few cashews. They're right here. That's all I had. You're gonna get the truth from me, and it will set me free and you too. Okay? The banana. Here's the bowl. And here's those two oranges I just finished eating from this morning when I was working out, and I said I was gonna get off. I went to get my clothes. Okay, so let me get back on track. I pause a little bit because a lot of it is emotional, and that's the reason why I stopped talking about the stuff sooner. But today I said today could be a story time, and this is not me to bash no one, but it's okay to tell your story. It's yours. So my dad would come, I would have to give him mail. He wasn't in the home when I met my kid's father. But my mom and him was together at the funeral because, of course, she was in the family. And she knew his brother, so she went with him. So she wasn't there. And then when she came back, I told my mom, here I go again, 18. Like I was a minor. But I look at it that way. I wanted to communicate with my mom about my life, okay? So I was 18, not being able to do what I wanted to do. Mm-mm, mm-mm. My kid's father, I believe people come into your life for a reason. He's seen the type of person I was, the way I carried myself. I'm a lady. Mm-mm. I'm a lady. I think what he respected me about the most was I asked him, was he married? He was, but not when I got with him. He had gotten a divorce. I ain't breaking up nobody's happy home or sad home or marriages. I don't care if you're getting a divorce. I need to see a finalization of a divorce decree. Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, he showed. I'm so serious. He showed me his divorce papers because he came from Korea, went home. His wife sued for a divorce, and you coming home before you go to your next duty station to the fellow military people, servicemen and women. You know what I'm talking about here. You go home for like a vacation, and then you go to your next duty station. That's a choice because you probably could go to the next duty station. He went there, and she told him she didn't want to be with him no more, and he slept on the sofa. And how this ended up coming to be true, and it came back around full circle. His daughter thought I broke them up because she lied to her. That's the second time I've been lied to. I mean, lied on about breaking up relationships. I'm not breaking up nobody's home. Come to find out, she tried to disrespect me. My kid's father really checked her. I didn't know him at all. I'm in Kansas. He in Korea. He from Daytona Beach, Florida. I didn't know this man. He ended up getting stationed in Fort Riley, Kansas. Okay. He was there, divorced, papers shown, and I even asked him to show me how old he was on the ID. The first time he told me he was 26. Yes, he did. He was playing, and then he said, "I forget the other two age." And I said, "Come on now, show me some credentials." I did. Mm-hmm. He did. I asked, "Was you married?" Yes, I was. Okay, but I'm divorced. Okay, since you told me you was married, could I see your divorce papers? And he did. Because I wasn't going to talk to him if he was still married. I don't care if he was going through a divorce. I still don't want to have nothing to do with that. That's not me. Never has been. Okay. And I'm going to say this to say I'm not perfect because I'm going to tell you what I did. My second husband, because I've been married twice, my kid's dad is up in heaven, should have been my only. He cheated on me so much. I left him alone. Grounds for a divorce, right? Infidelity. I met somebody on Facebook, long distance, wasn't intimate, and I had to get a divorce because even when I was with that person, I paid for it because he's playing that back and forth stuff, talking about I want a divorce and da 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 da. Still, I was married and I still didn't feel right. So I said, okay, since he going back and forth with this divorce, I can't get the papers to you. He wanted to know my address. That's what it was. He couldn't find where I was. And even if he stalked me, he would have gotten in trouble because the people at the office already knew he wasn't supposed to be on the premises. Now, later on, he shared with me he knew where I lived. Okay, but you never messed with me, so that's cool, right? I moved to a different part of the I moved further out in the suburbs where I lived at was nice. I ain't gonna lie. But I moved out of the house. So it wasn't nothing me and him was sharing still together or a part of ours because we was married. Got a new bed and everything. I gave away some stuff, donated, sold some, and threw some away. And I was ready for new beginnings. And my oldest daughter, my baby girl, and her husband, and my granddaughter. Well, later on she came along. We moved together, and my oldest daughter told me, "Mom, we can do this. I got you." My oldest daughter. I got two kids that's older. My son's older than the oldest daughter. I got two youngest daughters. I have four kids. New beginnings. The support of my kids. Why wouldn't I? And that's why I came back on to say, my kid's father saved me. And if I want to get emotional about it, I can. He saved me. He saved me. That man will get down on his knees and pray for me. A moment of silence. Because I got to get back together. He used to pray for me. He supported me. And I've never had it like that since. And I don't care that I'm crying on this camera. The only true love I ever had, only, only, my daughter had put up a video yesterday of her dad. She was taking care of him. And she told him to smile for the video. And he's so old school. It bothered me. I loved his personality. I'm set my ways too. and she had him smiling. I know my babies miss their dad. And when I get sad and lonely, and why did he have to leave us? Why? He was the only person that helped me. He was the only person that loved me. He was the only person that didn't want nobody to hurt me. He protected me. He protected me. So that's why my daughter said, Mom, he was an angel. God sent him to you to watch over you and to protect you. I don't care. It's the truth. That's why I struggle in life because I don't really have nobody to help me to like talk to. You know, you can pick up the phone and say, "Girl, what's up?" You know what I'm saying? I don't have that. I have it in my kids. I don't just want my kids to be that only people for me. They have a life too. I want a social life. You get what I'm saying? Sergeant Albert Benjamin Fagan's Sergeant Albert Benjamin Fagan's Senior. My son's junior. He's a sergeant in the military. And I live for him, for my grandkids. What I do for my grandchildren is for me and him. He's the cause of me being in this place. My kid's father. When he passed away, I was in debt. I worked on my debt. I was paying on it, but I didn't know how I was going to get that debt paid down fast enough and all this stuff. And that's why I said he'll always be a part of my life and my heart. He sits here by me. When someone did something to me, he would take me away from it. He didn't care who it was. I remember when he sat in the living room and asked my mom, "How would you feel if I took your daughter from you?" That's a gentleman. And my mom didn't like that. That's cool. We laughed about it. She didn't. But she ended up loving him. True story. And he ended up loving my mom. True story. And I ended up loving my mom. A true story. So, despite what people do to you, I want to do this, but it's okay. I am letting it out. This is what you call releasing it and sharing with people, especially the ones that's going around acting like they really don't like their mom and their dad. I could have been that person. I could have been that person. I could have been that person. But when I had my kids, thank God he blessed me to have a man. I have all of my kids. I have all my kids by the same man. So what? Other people have different fathers to their children. It's okay. Situations, right? But all my kids have the same father. I have one son. And have you ever had a child that you look up to? My son has so many of his dad's ways. Being a gentleman, helping women, doing for them, supporting them. My older sister said, dang, he had a girlfriend. Well, she passed away, but anyhow, that's a different story. And I loved her too. And she was diabetic. She was overweight. They was told she was even told she was gonna have no kid. She ended up having a baby, but not by him. But anywho, she lost weight and she was able to have a child. He knew she was diabetic. He would fix her certain foods. She get off work. I had this thing where you could soak your feet, and he asked me could he use it. I told him he can have it for her because I wasn't using it. Why would I keep it? And my sister stayed with me before she moved to a different state in 2009. She lived with me, and me and her used to do dinner meal plans. I plan or buy stuff. She'd cook it. My sister's an amazing cook. My oldest sister, and my son, I speak highly of him. Even when I see him, he looked like his dad, especially if he cut his hair. I took a video of him laying on my sofa, and he looked just like his dad from behind, or if he come out of a hair place getting his hair cut. I miss my son. I miss my oldest daughter. And my daughter that I speak about that have all these mental problems going on. I miss my kids. And that doesn't mean that I want to be in the mix of their business and life. No. I just miss how they was raised by their dad and mom. Loving. My kids was made out of love. They came from a loving home. And me and my kids' dad make sure of that. Despite what I went through, despite what I went through, I broke that curse. Yeah, I did. I broke that curse. So if anybody out here, that's why I speak and talk about if you are upset with someone, if someone done something to you, speak to them about it before they go. Because when they gone, you're gonna suffer. You're gonna still suffer. Why am I crying? Because I'm going through something now. Okay? And why I'm crying, I wish my kid's father was here. Why I'm crying, am I still living in the past? No, but I do have triggers, but thorns. I begged, forgave my mom because she apologized to me. I took care of her. I took care of my mom. I took care of her. You got people that say they won't do it. I don't care. I wanted to take care of my mom. And I look past what she did, but when you can come to someone and tell someone that I'm sorry for the way I treated you, or I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, you have to move past it. I'm sharing this and sharing tears because I'm hurt, not angry, and disappointed in some of my kids. They all I have. Okay? They all I have. My grandkids, all I have. I'm going through something with my granddaughter that lives here. Nobody's going to stop me from saying this. If she leaves here this year, because she's been here since last year, May 31st of last year, it's going to probably hurt me really bad. So, dealing with that. God make you do things for a reason. For a reason. And I'm glad I was able to do this. So the weight problem that I'm dealing with, started when I was in my second marriage. But this is the thing, I ain't making no excuse. Later on, as it went on in our marriage, he was mentally, emotionally, I don't know if it was physically, so I ain't gonna say that, messed up because of how he was done when he was 19 by a woman that was 35 or 36 years of age. She kidnapped him from his family. I didn't know this in the beginning. That's why I said, if you're broken, heal yourself before you get with someone. I'm a single woman. That don't mean I live alone. But I'm single, and I can say that. I worked on myself, so when I find maybe the true love of my life, because I ain't gonna play wifey to a man that ain't my husband. Never again. Never. Never say never. Never. Because I done came a long ways by myself. And with the prayers and the thoughts and the me get myself together right spiritually. Mm-hmm. November 2020, I done told this story before, when I started my weight loss journey in 2020, June to July. Mm-hmm. That's how I was able to lose weight, because I was staying focused. I didn't let nobody in my way. But now I have all this different stuff going on that's coming up. One on my daughter, again. For those of you that had said prayers for me about 5 months ago, 4 months ago, when I was putting on videos and stuff like that, still keep me in prayer. My thing is this. I've heard from my daughter, okay? But I still don't know where she at. I don't have no physical address. I don't know if she's in the same state. I don't know if she's still there. She could be sitting up here telling me she is. I don't know where she's at. That don't sit well with me, because I know where my baby girl live at, or is at. I know where my daughter's at, my oldest daughter, and I know where my son's at. I don't know where she's at. And for her to be a woman, this is what kills me. I tell her all the time, too much stuff going on in this world. You need to be closer to your family. You in a state where your child's father was, but no longer, because he dumped her and took their child. And she lost her dad that she took care of for 3 years. And then someone else did something to my child, da 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 da, woo, 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 a whole bunch of stuff. And my daughter mentally probably tapped out. I'm just saying it like that. That's the best way I can explain it. What the hell do I expect? I didn't say that wasn't supposed to happen to her, but I can believe there was more. But there is more. And there's more that I know. Okay? And I know there's more with my son's situation. I don't care about nobody else but my kids. Does that mean I care for people? Yes, I do. But I'm talking about enabling. I'm talking about sympathy for people. I don't have sympathy. I can have compassion, and I can say I feel bad for you. I don't feel sorry for no one. I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. But it comes a point in time in our lives, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I fix me. I fix me. When I'm here by myself, just like I'm here by myself now, me and my two birds, I'm crying in front of this camera. I fix me. I fix me. I done told y'all see this right here? I'm in my living room. When you see that like beige kind of background, I'm in my room. I say that to say I stopped sitting in my room. You won't see me in there probably on Sundays, because I said I'm going to start doing my resets again. I used to start doing reset where I stay off social media, certain ones. I get on YouTube, but other ones, no. All day I stayed off the internet. on Sundays. Now, what I'm gonna do now is I won't get on Facebook or TikTok. I don't really get on Instagram or anything else. But YouTube, I can flow over here. Reset. I started writing back down stuff, planners on what I do. I'm doing for a day. If I do a load of clothes today, and I know I got 4 loads, just the loads getting done because I'm tapped out. I'm tapped out. I'm tired. Like I'm tired of other people's. Oh, thank you so much, God's daughter. I appreciate your kind words and prayers. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And I truly mean that because just like I said, the last week or almost going on a month, maybe. That's when I was on a couple of weeks ago and someone got on here, or last week, I should say, maybe last week. Well, anyhow, she got on here and she's so nice. And she asked me, was I angry? I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. And I'm sad because all the things I said that I've been through, I didn't get into details of it. I really didn't. But people can read between the lines. And I'm not trying to bash none of my parents. But you can share what you've been through. You can share what you've been through. And this is also to uplift and encourage anyone that's going through something like this and want to keep quiet and don't speak about it, speak about it. I tell my granddaughter this all the time. She'll walk in here. I can get on the internet. I mean, on here. When she walk in that door, and I ain't got to say nothing, but I'm gonna tell you what she'll say when she walk through here. She don't even close the door good enough. Okay, how's your day, Grandma? What you do? What you eat today? Did you go to the gym? And this is what I tell her, because it's a habit. The door and the closet, coat closet is like right across from each other. So I said, we're gonna talk, baby. She put her coat up, her book bag. I want her to stay in that practice. Go wash your hands. We wash our hands when we come through the door because she done been at school and I done been out and about. And even if I come in here from going checking on my clothes in the laundry, I'm coming in here washing my hands. Then I'm gonna wipe my door handles off because you self-contaminating. You get what I'm saying? You wash your hands to touch the door that you didn't spray down or wipe down. That's what I'm about. No lie. I got the old bond, and then I got the disinfectant spray, and then I got some hand sanitized wipe, and I wiped down her cell phone and mine. She don't know it, but I do. Yes, yes, yes. Wipe it down. She come in here. I have this. I could be on live, and I'll be like this. Is the door knock at the door? It's me, Grandma. Okay, baby, I'm coming. Open the door, and I'm not saying I'm doing this, but this is how I know her. But see, this is me. It's not so much of a routine. It's just it is a routine in a sense, but I ain't talking about everything that she do and we do is routine. Oh no, 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 no. Because I fold her clothes. Typically, I don't. She folds her clothes. We fold the clothes together. Like if she folding, we both fold at the same time. But I did her a favor yesterday, and she was like, "I said, yeah, Grandma, fold your clothes." Hey, she's 11 years old. There's nothing wrong with that. She needs to fold clothes, and that's what we do. We have conversations. The cell phone, when we're talking, the TV off, because I have my TV in front of me, and her cell phone, we get each other's undivided attention. This is something I wasn't able to do. When I say I didn't have a voice, I didn't speak up on things that happened to me. And it was bad things. And you know, when you young, you thinking that it's your fault type of thing. No, I didn't ask nobody to hurt me. If you love somebody, you don't hurt them. I don't care who it is, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, mom, dad, sister, brother, etc. No one. And that's why I said I'm not perfect, but in a sense, that was my way of trying to protect myself by running away. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I wasn't rebellion. I wasn't mouthy. I didn't talk. I didn't speak up. But my older sister did say this when I was 18. Did you hear me? 18. Everybody call me Lisa. That's not my name. I keep telling people this, but we're going to go with that. Everyone in my family call me that. So y'all can call me Lisa if you want to. That's not my name. I was going to check the mail, and it's like a what you call a one-way cul-de-sac type of thing. One way, I guess you could call it one way because you couldn't go the other way. Okay, so one-way street. And I was walking, and they was coming around to come where we live at, because we was at the where my mom lived at the corner house, and we could park there. But I was going to the mailbox, and on the way going, or was I coming back? Okay, they was coming home, so I just came back. Either way, they saw me. And my sister and my older sister, because I got a sister older than me. I'm 10 months. We 10 months apart. We call ourselves twins. My birthday's January 30th. Hers March the 8th. And until she turned the next age, me and her be the same age for 2 months. So we said we twins. Okay. And I don't know what the topic was quite, but my sister knew how I was, and she told me, she said, you need to leave because we was taking care of we taking care of our brother and sister. Now I'm not gonna say my dad's wrong for this. My dad didn't know that we was doing this because at the time my mom and dad was they divorced? No, they were separated. They hadn't gotten divorced until maybe a year later. But anywho, he didn't know that me and my sister was taking care of my baby brother and sister. Both of them was the babies. Three younger than us, okay? Four younger than her, three younger than me, because she's the oldest. So anyhow, and I would take care of my brother and my baby sister because my other sister, she was somewhere, um, because we was abandoned, okay? hmm And we had to move out of the place because we couldn't pay the rent. We didn't know where our mom was for almost 2 years. And my kid's father, me, and my older sister went to the police station and we put in a missing persons report. And the picture that we gave them was a picture of my mom and my kid's dad at the time. We wasn't married, but we had taken a picture at the lake and we had that was the most update recent picture. And so when it came to, you know, to pay the rent, me and my sister, at this time, this is when she said, Lisa, you need to go on and live your life. Okay. And I was 18. And me and my kid's father, he already asked my mom, like I said earlier, about, taking me away or whatever, whatever. She wasn't too pleased with that, but she came around. And so we started getting stuff. And so we moved to Fort Riley, Kansas. We lived there for 4 years. He was in the army there. She ended up moving to a place out there, but somewhere else. And she was taking care of my brother and sister at the time. But then that's when she ended up telling daddy, our dad, and my dad raised them, okay? Because again, he didn't know, okay? I ain't being messy. And I ain't being messy talking about a period, but this is a little backstory. So My other sister, she was somewhere, and when she came from where she was at, she moved in with she moved in with me and my kid's father. She lived with us for about I'm trying to think, about 3 or 4 years. Lived, taken care of, and then when my baby sister and brother, my dad ended up sending them to me because there was things that I had to show my sister because she was becoming of age. Let's keep it like that. I ain't being messy. And my dad, she ended up going back there. Eventually went back to the ads, but for a brief moment she was living with me too, her and my brother. But even then, before me and my kid's father moved, me and my kid's father had my baby sister and my brother all the time. Mhm. And people was think, "Oh, y'all kids is cute." I'm 18 now. No, they not my kids. I used to walk my brother to school. I have a shirt. Maybe one day I'll wear it, but I had a shirt made when he passed away, and it was, I think, 4 pictures of him on my shirt, and one of them was a picture of him with an afro when he was going to kindergarten, and then other pictures. And I always remember that picture of him because he used to say, "Lisa, I love going to school." And when somebody took his life, his birthday is October 11th. I think it was 10 days or 11 days after his birthday. Um, that's a story in itself. Crime mysteries still, murder is unknown, still unsolved. I'm just trying to say, I can't get the words out, but so that my mom was sick, and that itself just took a toll of her heart because she wanted a son. And to fast forward, I mean this wholeheartedly. I believe my mom had mental problems. Okay, just keeping it real. Don't know what it was, but we could kind of put two and two together because that's why it's so important that you tell your children of any generational things that goes on in your family. Now I'm gonna tell you one thing I don't think is generational. Just my saying. I don't believe illnesses is. I believe it's the things that we eat, okay? And I believe that, like, say for instance, when we young, you think about it, when you come into this world as a baby, you didn't have no illnesses, okay? But when you start eating all this additives and uh, foods that have all this hormone and THG or whatever the heck they put in it, okay? Preservatives and stuff. That's where I think it comes into play because food back then when I was coming up, lunch meat, bologna, and salami. I love salami and mustard. Oh my goodness, especially the one with the peppers in it. My daddy, I used to make his lunch. Okay, that's the story in itself. Food tasted good, chicken and stuff. But as you go on over the years, why you think they said no growth hormones and all this stuff? Because they add and stuff to foods. That's the story in itself. But um, that right there really took my mom out. So October here. So about 2 years and maybe 3 months after that, my mom passed away. Because let me see. So we got October 11. That's a year, 2 years. Yeah, she passed away, and I say broken heart and some other things. My mom wasn't taken care of in the hospital. I'm gonna leave that one there because that's touchy too. But I took care of my mom. I took care of her. And when I say I took care of her, I took care of her. I took care of her even when she was in the hospital. I took care of her. I was certified nurse's assistant, and I was remember some of the hospice ladies that would come in to treat the patients, and that's what made me take an interest in becoming a certified nurse's assistant. And I remember one time she was constipated. And oftentimes when you bedridden or bedbound, they're supposed to have a certain kind of mattress. They're supposed to turn you an hour to every 2 hours so you won't get no bed sores because when you're not mobile, you got to get turned. And she was constipated. And so on the way coming back, I stopped at a Quick Trip. I got her some a salad, green leafy vegetables. I got her some cranberry juice, and I forget what else I got my mom. It might have been apple juice. And I told the nurse, I said, my mom's having problems with her BM, bowel movement. And so I said this to her. I said, eat this, mama. Eat this, or whatever, whatever. And I stayed at the hospital with her from noon till 9. And when I got home, because I had to pick up somebody, she called me. And again, I tell everybody, my name is not Lisa. Everyone in my family, cousins, aunties, everybody call me Lisa. I have one auntie that don't, and she's my mom only living siblings. Okay. She said, Lisa, my mom started being like a little bit more into her baby ways, but she was also like graceful and humble. She said, guess what? It was probably about 9, 10 at night on a Saturday. I knew it was a Saturday, but I know it was after 9 because I had to pick up someone for work and it was a Saturday. And I drove the person to work and took the car because I wanted to go be up there with my mom, just say it like that. She said, guess what? She said, I made a bowel movement. You see how little things like that means so much to me. To know I was there for my mom. And when she passed away the 20th of January, 10 days before my birthday, I said, God, why are you doing this to me? For a long time, January was so rough for me. January the 20th. But what made me even feel some kind of way was the day before, the 19th, which was on a Sunday. You can look it up. I looked it up the other day and I was saying, girl, you down on your points with this. She said, Lisa, mama needs you. I couldn't get to my mom. Mm-hmm. Didn't have a vehicle. But there were some selfish people that could have brought the vehicle home. I don't care. I'm saying this so I could go to be with my mom. I don't care if you're working. This was important. And besides, that wasn't my vehicle, it was my daughter's, but she couldn't drive, so it was mine. And I sold it. It's a story in itself. The people just so mean and wicked and mean and evil towards me. So I don't care. Where I lived at was in the suburbs. And I stayed ways from my mom. Not no like hop, skipping the jump, like you get in a cab or Uber and get there. No. And so, but I could have given someone some gas. I had that. I had to call my kid's father at the time he still was living because he didn't pass away until 3 years later. Oh my goodness. And my dad. Now I haven't talked about my dad. I think I might do another live about my dad, okay? So my conscience was eating me up because I couldn't get there. My mom calling me. And I told him the situation. And my kid's father and my dad told me, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you couldn't get there. But the next day when she passed away, and how I found out she passed away was on Facebook, I said, what is wrong with people? People get on social media and post parents, people's losses. People don't care. Ain't like they don't know that person, but people give their condolences and I'm sorry and stuff. But you couldn't call nobody and share with them to let them know to pass the word on that my mom passed away. You're gonna be truly missed, Aunt Betty. Aunt Betty Jane. Because my mother's name was, I told everybody this, my mama's name was Betty White. Her maiden name was Bryant. I told a story behind that. There was a Betty White, Betty Brown, Betty Black. I told that a couple of days ago. But anyhow, my mom's name was Betty White, yes. And her birth name, Bryant. Okay? And they called her Betty Jane. That was her middle name, Jane. And I get on Facebook, the first thing I saw, I kid you not, first thing I saw, January 20th, I lost it. I lost it. 10 days before my birthday. My birthday's January 30th. And my granddaughter's is 10th. So 10 days after her, 10 days before mine. And then my mom's brother, the day we laid my mom to rest, the day after my birthday, January the 31st, I got her obituary right over there. My daughter had bought a real nice picture frame for Mother's Day for me or my mom. And this was in May of 2014. I was going to get the picture, but I show it probably another day. It's right there. We laid her to rest the day after my birthday. Her brother passed away that same day. At first we heard February 1st, but it was confirmed January 31st. Then the foster baby I had, my ex-husband, I done told this story before. I talked about that another day. And I said, why people don't like me? Anybody that know me, my cousin, she came up in the house and said, you the same way you was when you was young. A girl got on Facebook. I told this a couple of weeks ago. My youngest daughter was on a live because I get on Facebook and do lives periodically. I don't like getting on them over there because I just don't. But I got on there and my mother's mom was friends with her grandmother. My mother was friends with her mom and aunties, okay? Me and my sisters went to school with her, the girl that got on there. So it's like a generation of people knowing each other. Honey, you might as well say we family. My mom used to do their hair. They had some beautiful long hair. And like I said, my mom was a planner. She babysat. She did events. She was a cook. She said, you still the same way you was. And my daughter was on there and she saw that. Of course, people change. I done changed because I done had kids. I done changed because of growth. I done changed because my circle is no circle. It's a dot. I changed because I'm going to continue to pray. I changed because I don't want to be like nobody else. I'm going to continue to be me. I also changed when I started my weight loss journey by coming out of the shell far as my body that I was ashamed of. I changed because I don't care who see my gray hairs. I changed because I love me. I love me. So if I get on here with my head all over the place, it's not that I'm trying to prove a point. I was on here because I was using this product that I put in my hair and some other, let me see here. This right here, the other day, this and this cholesterol. And I have also showed this I put in my hair too. And I was putting that in my hair. That's why my hair was looking the way it was. I clarified that up because I wanted to say, "Ooh, she don't." No, I was doing a live showing what I've done to my hair. I have the shrinkage is real, but I have long hair. Damn, I wish I had that picture of myself. Uh, let me see here if I can pull it up. My hair. My oldest daughter, who I miss a lot. She can see this, but this is not me talking bad about her. I miss her doing my hair. She does my hair. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I can show y'all hair videos. I guess I took them out of my phone. Because I can have the dates on them. Oh, come on. Please. Let's see. Because she used to, I already done said, I'm about to repeat myself again. Used to do my hair and uh I'm gonna show y'all some pictures of me. You probably say this ain't you, girl. Yeah, it is. Okay. Dang. If I don't come across it, hope I do. I'm gonna show you. This is me. I was at friends, my grade school, middle school, high school friends. Me and her got reconnected in 20. Okay, this is da 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 da. Uh, September 2016, I want to say. And I went to her house and we was at a funeral. Okay, this is 2000. Okay, so it's 4/12/2021. This is my hair. No tracks or nothing. My daughter is in the back of me. That's her niece. She does my hair and she does makeup too. She does my makeup too. That's my baby. This is my daughter, the one that I talk about a lot of times. That's me and her together. Now, this right here, this picture I'm about to show is April the 16th, 2022. Okay. And this is. This is me when I started my weight loss journey. This is me. And this ain't no filter or nothing. I have a wig on, lipstick. My daughter did some makeup on me. And was me, when I was on my journey. That was 2022, April 16th, it said. That's me. No cap, no lie. All these pictures I look back on of myself and I got to get it together. So I'm about to conclude this live. This is when my daughter did my hair. That's something else. These are me though, but she did my hair. I don't know. I want to show that. Oh, boy. That's what I said. I got to get it together. That's my son. My son. My firstborn. So anyhow, just sharing a little bit about me, my story, My story, my truth. I said next time I come back on here, I'm gonna write this down so I won't forget. I'm still share some more stuff. It's very emotional today, and it's okay because I'm glad I did this. Um, Speak about my dad. Might do it tomorrow. Um, so if you like this story, if it was a little bit more like inspirational for you to do, to tell the truth, to tell your truth, do so. Yeah, it hurts. It's gonna always hurt. I think what hurts me the most, and then I'm gonna get off here, is I know what I've been through and what I then came from, but little triggers like setback about sadness of kids and things that I'm going through, it just kind of plays with my heart a little bit because I'm just that serious person. I love people, but I don't feel like a lot of people love me. I don't care. Everybody wants to be loved. So what I do is I can shut down. I can shut down. So on that note, everyone, I hope everyone have a what is it? Where's the Wednesday? Hmm. Speak about it. Ohana's cashews. We are family, and I will be on again. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your post notification, set all on your post notification. You know when I'm coming through the door. You know why? Because I said so.